Ashlee. I am a mom of 5 kids. My oldest just graduated high school and my youngest is 12. So I had 5 kids in 6 years, real fast. I've been married for, I think we're celebrating our 19th anniversary this October. I'm just guessing. And we live in Phoenix and have lived in Phoenix our whole married life. My husband was born and raised here, and I've lived here since I was 12. So it's been our home. We've lived in the same home since my oldest was 6 months old when we moved here. I love to read, and I actually have been keeping track of how many books I've read. I've read 121 so far this year. Holy crap. And we homeschool. I love to do stuff with my family. I love to play games. I really love the idea of mission and purpose, and discovered what my mission was kind of in a journey. And when I for somehow, I don't even know if it was like a Facebook ad or if it was something I saw, but I saw Audrey had posted something about her, her book. I can't even remember what her book's called, but she posted something about her book. And I went to her website, and I'd already actually read her book because she'd had it in a PDF format for years, and I'd read it a couple years before. But I saw when I went on her website that she was going to be having this academy. And I'm like, this is exactly what I'm looking for, because I wanted something that helped me focus on what my mission was and helped me kind of fine tune it and narrow it down. And so it was like 6 months even before she launched her level 1, like her first one. And so I'm like, I kept on checking back. When's this going to start? And so I started last year with level 1, and this year did level 2, and I'm just wrapping up level 2, and I'm ready for her to start level 3. So maybe the most impactful part was the idea of writing down the 5 different types of questions after each book, because it made me, as I was read it a little bit differently, but that it also kind of focused my discussions a little bit. So I really liked the idea of writing 5 questions at the end of each thing I read for the discussion. But then there was also, I'm trying to think, like the very end of level 1, where we had to write our come up with our values and write our mission statement at the very end. Like the whole cumulative aspect of level 1 was just, and how it ended. Like it was just, I don't know, it was spot on. It was exactly what needed to happen. I don't know, we just started off by reading some really tough pieces, and we had to read a lot slower to do it. And we were looking for principles as we were going, but I loved so Audrey kind of gave us some videos at the beginning of it to teach us how to read and break down all this stuff. And then we would read and we do it. And then we talked about how to find broken principles. And I loved it because at the same time, my daughter was reading Animal Farm, and we talked about how oftentimes a person who's in charge will take a principle that everybody agrees upon, and then they'll twist it just a little bit, and you're not sure if what they twisted was wrong or if what they twisted was right. But because you founded it on this principle that everybody could agree upon, you kind of tended to go with what they were saying. And it was that way in Animal Farm. So it was really cool that we had just learned about that in the academy, about taking a principle and how some people will try to twist those principles to make you believe a certain way. And so it was really cool to just find first principles, find things that you can agree upon, and then build upon those in true principles instead of in false principles. And then the second half of it was, because there was 2 parts to level 2. The second part of it was we had different areas that we would focus on. So like there was an area of motherhood and the area of health and areas of finance, and we got to choose different areas that we wanted to focus on. And the idea was to find principles in those different areas instead of and then figure out how to take those principles and apply them into our own lives and create plans to be better mothers, better stewards of our health, better stewards of our money, better stewards of education. And so that's level 2. So my husband is part of the pilot program for the Mission Driven Dad. Cool. And it is so fun to see him going through level 1 and me revisiting level 1 and talking to him about some of the stuff that I learned in level 1 as he's learning it. But I love seeing that those principles can apply to my husband. He likes it. He, they have monthly discussions with the other dads, I just love seeing him apply his genius in an area like this. So it's kind of fun to just see him working towards it.